Fellas, please listen to me. A woman's body count is not the reason that she can't pair bond. A man's game is the reason that she can't pair bond. Well, what do you mean by that? Right? Let me tell you what I mean. But first, real quick, go jump on the Patreon link in the description. The best game on the internet, hands down. But let's get back into this, right? I want you guys to understand something. I am truly here to help you guys elevate your game and to win, as I am Captain Saver Bro. I am not here to speak to your pain points and exploit them. A lot of content creators, that's what they do. No knock to them. If that helps you be better as a person, whatever. But I am not here to do that, right? If I told you, right, if I sit here and I tell you, oh, well, she's a whore, that's why she can't, pair bond and don't make a good girlfriend and all that. Now, am I saying if, to pick slutty women? Of course not. But what I'm trying to tell you is that's not the reason that a woman can't stay true and loyal to you. That has nothing to do with it. Like I said, if I told you that, oh, these women are hoes, they ain't shit, and it's their fault, that dissolves you of responsibility and accountability. And you can't be successful like that. If you think everybody else is the problem outside of yourself, how do you self-improve? How do you step your game up? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's you. It's your game. It's your lack of game. It's your lack of, understanding on how women work, how to keep a woman's mind, how to keep a woman interested over the long term, how to keep a woman engaged, how to keep a woman stimulated, how to create the turmoil that they need to not be bored and all that shit. That's you don't know how to do that. That has nothing to do with a woman's body count. It has everything to do with a man's game. And I'm here to teach you how to win and to look at yourself in the mirror and hold yourself accountable and be responsible for the things that you happen in your life. Passing off blame to what other people did in their life is not going to help you. It makes you feel good in the moment. It's just like what Derek Jackson and Poppy the Boss or whatever his name is. It's just like the same thing they do. Oh, they ain't shit. These men ain't shit. And it feel good to them in the moment. It feel good to women in the moment. But does that actually help them? Me telling you, yeah, they just hoes, and that's not going to help you, because it's not true, because I know different and I know otherwise. Now, I know y'all gonna tell me, well, Nicholas H. Wolfinger or whatever his name is, he did this study, right? Let me tell you something. I read the study. I read several studies just to see what the fuck you guys were talking about. It mentions nothing about pair bonding. These studies are basically taking into account a woman's body count and the divorce rates. But what they fail to put into context is the time frame. You see what I'm saying? The times we're in. Back in the days, women didn't have economic freedom. Women didn't have economic choice. At some point, women couldn't even fucking vote, right? Women were basically looked at as not even human beings. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that's good, bad, right, or wrong. But women were basically like property, up until the mid 1900s. Right. And so with the rise of feminism and a government and capitalism saying, hey, you know what? We'd make more money. We'd be more prosperous if women paid taxes too. Right. So now women can compete economically, so they don't need you for your money. Back in the days, all you needed was money to keep a woman long term. You didn't need to be able to control her mind. You didn't need the game to be able to stimulate her and keep her engaged, because she depended on you economically. If you left her or she left you, she was food, basically, because nobody would hire her unless she was like, doing some shoe shine and shit. Women couldn't compete economically. Now they can compete economically, so they don't need you for your money anymore. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you have situations to where women don't need you for your money and they're not satisfied by you and they have an abundance of choice, they're going to leave you. You understand? This is what these studies don't take into account. It has nothing to do with because a woman slept with 10 10 guys or a woman slept with 15 guys. It has that's the fucking most ridiculous shit ever. You understand what I'm saying? It has everything to do with the times we're in. And the thing is, women are evolving. Men are still stuck in the past. It's okay, right, to be conservative politically, right, and have conservative ideas. That's fine. That's okay. But you have to evolve to catch up with the game. It talks about this in the 48 Laws of Power. You must move with the times, or you're going to get swallowed up. Men are not moving with the times, and they're not adapting, and they're not adjusting to what the game is today. Back in the day, the game was be stable and have some money, and women would stay with you if you beat them and all type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because they literally needed you. They don't need you now. So now you have to elevate, and you have to move with the times. You need game to keep women long term. But what happens is, you know, we come up as men, and let's be honest, we're going to have an honest moment. Men, we create social conventions, right, to basically get what we want. And women do the same thing, right? Women have these social conventions to basically get what they want and to, I guess, satisfy their mating strategies, right? Men have the same thing. And this is one of them. You can't pair bond and soul ties and all this old bullshit. This is a man's way of saying, hey, well, I want a woman who's as pure as possible, right? So if you're not as pure as possible, then I don't want you. So let me figure out a way to get you to not, you know, be sexually free and sexually active. Hey, well, you ain't going to be able to pair bond. Hey, you're going to have soul ties and DNA going to be left behind and all this old bullshit, right? Let's come up with studies and all this shit. It's basically a man's social conventions. These are basically men's social conventions. And I shouldn't be saying this shit in public, by the way. I know I'm violating man law, but it is what it is. And we have to be honest about this. Basically a man's way of, you know, creating social conventions to get his way, right? Now, like I said, you have to, today is not just about your money. Now, do women, you know, are hardwired for men who are providers? Yes. But back then, that's all, you know, that's all you really needed, because women were basically castrated and cut off economically. So if there's no man, there's no survival. Now women can survive to the end of their days without you, right? Because all they got to do is go to work and get a job and be hoes and do what they're going to do, right? They don't really need you for your money anymore, right? Now, and not to mention, you have this abundance of choice, right? You have this abundance of choice. So if you're not doing what you need to do, and a woman is going through 5-10 years of that shit, she can just, you know, she can basically go out and get her pick. The same thing we tell you guys to do, right? Just like, you know, we tell you guys, hey, if the bitch ain't doing, if she ain't satisfy you and she ain't make you happy, then leave her. You don't need her. You don't need a woman and shit like that. They feel the same. Women feel the exact same way. So like I said, if they don't need you and you're not meeting their needs, or you're not providing enough value, then they'll do what they have to do. Back in the days, they couldn't, because they wouldn't even be able to survive. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I want to talk about, right, give you guys some game about pair bonding, right? Quote unquote bonding, right? One of the main hormones that's responsible for bonding is oxytocin, right? And I talk about how to stimulate oxytocin in a woman in my How to Make a Woman Fall in Love with You course, by the way. The link is in the description or in the bio. Go get that, right? But sex is one of the ways that, you know, oxytocin is released in a woman, right? Sex, that's only one, but it's millions of, is not literally, you know, not millions, but there are tons of other ways, right? There's tons of other ways to stimulate oxytocin in people or women without sex. Pair bonding, women pair bond with their children through breastfeeding or nurturing or whatever else. They don't have to have sex with their babies to pair bond. You pair bond with your friends through activities, mutual interests, whatever, right? You know, sharing wins and, you know, sharing goals and, you know, being on the same mission, or sharing trauma, or whatever, bonding over trauma, or whatever you're doing. You bond with people, plenty of people outside of sex, right? You don't need sex to bond with a person, to pair bond with anybody. Does sex help? Yes, you can, sex, especially in women. Yes, sex can, stimulate oxytocin. Oxytocin is released when a woman has sex, of course. But even if, let's just say, because I know guys gonna say, well, if she have sex so many times, then her body's not gonna be able to produce oxytocin through sex, which is bullshit. Again, but let's just say that was the case, right? Let's just say that for the sake of argument. There's still hundreds of other ways that you can stimulate bonding with the woman. You can create basically attachments. You can create attachments without sex. And I teach you guys how to do that all the fucking time, but y'all just don't listen to me. But basically, fellas, that's what, when guys be saying, oh, sex and pair bonding, that's what they try to use, the whole oxytocin shit. But that just got debunked. Now, before I get out of here, let me say this, right? And I want you guys to think about something. Pimps barely fuck they women. Real pimps barely fuck they women, right? They hoes. They barely fuck them, and they are like hoes for real. They fuck and suck different guys all day, every fucking day. And prostitutes to a pimps are some of the most loyal women ever. They literally go out, sell their bodies to get the money and bring the money back to a person. Like, they literally go out. It's like the lioness shit. They go out, get the money, get the food, and bring it back to daddy. And all he doing is providing game, right? Now, what would make a person do this, right? So if sex was the reason why women can't pair bond, then why are prostitutes, why are hookers going out selling their bodies all fucking day and night, every single day, taking the proceeds, when they can take that money and go get rich themselves, but they will go back and give it to a man, right? And they're some of the most loyal people. They do whatever the pimps say. They stay with them forever. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these women, they stay with these guys forever, right? And they have a bond that most of you guys won't even understand because y'all don't have that level of game. Now, if that's not pair bonding, I don't know what the fuck it is. You understand what I'm saying? Where basically a woman is literally going on a stroll or put her body out there, right? Getting the proceeds and taking it back, and she's loyal as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? And the pimp barely fucked them. Pimps don't really fuck their women. It's up here. But yeah, so, that's just one example. I can make this video 2-3 hours long, giving you examples on top of examples on how you can, on pair bonding, and sex has nothing to do with it. I can literally sit here and do this for 2-3 hours, but that's just one. A pimp and a hoe's relationship. They stay with these dudes forever, do whatever, and they do whatever these guys say, right? And they love them dearly. You understand what I'm saying? So that's an excuse, fellas. Stop making excuses. Stop, passing the buck off to everybody else. Stop placing the blame on women. You have to look in the mirror and step your fucking game up. You have to move with the times. Times have fucking changed. It's okay if you want to be conservative politically and shit, but you have to evolve with the game. The game evolves, and if you don't evolve with the fucking game, you are going to be left behind. It teaches you that in the 48 laws of power. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, fellas, that ends that. Fellas, go jump on the Patreon, the best game on the internet, hands down. It only starts at $5 a month. Go jump on that right now. Anyway, fellas, if you like this video, give me a like. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stop mentioning that fucking study. It's taken way out of context, and it's, guys are leaving pieces and, taking it to make it mean what they want it to mean to suit us, to satisfy whatever holes that they have in them. So, but anyway, give me your comments, like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you can get this good player shit fresh off the press. Y'all know my slogan: playerism is the antidote to feminism. Look no further. Captain Saver Bro is here to save the day. Fellas, go get both of my courses, Attraction 101 and How to Make a Woman Fall in Love with You. And if you need coaching, if you seriously want to get your life together, you seriously want to step your game up, then I highly suggest you book me for a 101, and I can get your game all the way to where it need to be. I can take you from 0 to hero, and that is a promise. If you implement what I tell you to do, it's a 100% fact. You'll be a winner out here. You understand what I'm saying? So go to my website right now at www.kingdreism.com and book a session if you need that. Anyway, fellas, again, this is your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre. I'm gone.